Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
TJ, I've been waiting to share this story with you.
Okay.
Because I think it's crazy. It's all over the place on every social media platform. But the gist is that this guy and the man and a woman are dating. They're in their late 30s. They're about my age, 37, 36, something like that. They've been dating for about a year.
Yeah.
He gets invited to his buddy's barbecue. It's all happening in the backyard. But she says that her boyfriend tells her, well, my friend said there's maybe not enough food for everybody because we were the last to be invited. And she's like, okay. And they decide to go eat at like a street festival out of a food truck that day after the party.
Yeah.
So they go to the party, and when the food is done, 8 people sit down at the table to eat. And she goes, yeah, we're fine. There's about 4 people that aren't eating, so we're standing around talking, having cocktails and things like that. After those 8 people are done, the buddy of the boyfriend says, hey, y'all, if y'all want to come grab some of these leftovers, feel free to have whatever you want. So the boyfriend goes over to the table where the food is and starts loading up his plate, and he turns around to his girlfriend, who's still talking, and he goes, hey, Ben, come on, we're going to eat. And she's like, no, thank you. She didn't want to make it awkward. Like, there clearly wasn't enough food. She goes, no, thanks. And he gets mad at her. Said it was disrespectful to the friend because even though they weren't originally invited to have dinner, they had enough food for them to accommodate them.
Right.
And he took it as an insult, and it got so bad that they broke up a few weeks later.
Huh.
But this was like the straw that broke the camel's back.
But I'm with her on this, because if I wasn't invited for dinner and then, I get there, even though they may have enough left over, I'm still not eating it.
Well, it's funny because that's kind of his argument for the opposite reaction. He's like, well, we weren't invited for dinner, but they did have food left over, so why would you not?
Yeah, but they didn't make it especially for you.
They didn't.
If they made it a point not to invite you for something,
well,
I mean, come on.
They were just the last to be invited, I guess. But how good of a friend are you if you're not in the first 8 that were invited, plus girlfriends and stuff like that? So, yeah, she's like, was I being crazy here? We've split up, but that was his major, the hill on which he chose to die.
Yeah, he sounds like a dork.
Kind of sounds like a dork.
Or another word that starts with a D.
Yeah. And to not be able to understand her side of it is crazy to me.
D-O is what I'm thinking. It starts with the D-O.
Yeah. Right? I mean, it's just bizarre. So I would have done the exact same thing. Not make a big deal. Just, no thanks. And we've already talked about where we're going to eat after the party. Why are you going to try to do this?
He was trying to keep from having to buy dinner for 2 people is probably what was going on. But, I mean, that to me, that's equivalent to yelling down the aisle at a grocery store, hey, babe, come get the free samples. Come on. They got little Smokies.
It's embarrassing.
And she's like, no, I'm good. No, come on, they're free. There are plenty. They said we could have whatever.
I got it.
I'd be mortified, honestly.
Yeah. Insane.
Yeah. It's like, God.
She made the right call. Dump that guy. He's a weirdo.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. It's now easier than ever at the homepage. TJRiggins.com. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
If you live in the Charlotte area and you need furniture, then you need Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. We love them, and you will too. So go to tjriggins.com/sweetdreams for Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress. Sounds like a sweet deal to me.
Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Sponsors like Brad & Brothers Heating, Air, and Electrical. Find out more about Brad & Brothers at bradandbrothers.com.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Mr. Riggins sent me this video yesterday, and was I don't know whether you would say you were surprised by it, or it's just weird to hear the differences in this Domino's commercial from the 90s and what goes on in 2024 compared to then.
Yes.
But this is the audio of just an average Domino's commercial from, it looks like the early 90s.
A newscast talking about. Yeah.
That's right. Is it right? A newscast.
Domino's Pizza is out with results of its annual survey of delivery drivers and store managers, and they're watching. The pizza meter shows the number of nude door answerers dropped a little this year over last year. Among the other findings, the best tippers are people listening to country music when the pizza is delivered. Men watching Baywatch when the pizza comes are 3 times more likely to be bald and 4 times more likely to be overweight compared to men watching other shows. The decline in nudity could show we are becoming a more conservative nation.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
Is that right? What kind of data is that?
Yeah, and I mean, how accurate is it too? The Domino's drivers report.
Go ahead.
Is the Domino's driver peeking in the door? You watching Baywatch?
It sounds that way.
Yeah, it would have to be. Like, what you got going on in there?
They're bald and fat. I mean, it's like, geez.
or maybe they see it's a bald and fat man. You're watching Baywatch, aren't you?
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Are you watching Baywatch right now?
Yeah. Because the implication is that you're a pervert.
Yeah, if you're watching
Perverts.
Baywatch anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
They're also bald and fat perverts.
If you don't know, Baywatch was a show in the 90s. It was a syndicated show, so it didn't have its one network. But it came on, is it on the weekends? It's like Friday or Saturdays
Yeah, I think
and
it
stuff
was
like that.
Friday.
Yeah. And it was huge, and it was about a team of lifeguards in California on the beach, and they were all, men and women, were just like the best looking people in show business that they could find.
Yeah, it was a great show. Loved it as a kid.
I've never seen an entire episode of Baywatch.
Holy cow, they used to do these slow motion scenes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in the intro of the show. But Pamela Anderson and Yasmin Bleeth and, I mean, there's so many. Carmen Electra. And,
I'll be ready. Was that the song?
You need. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, but by the time that was a big thing, I was young and grown. I wasn't hanging around the house on the weekends, man.
Yeah.
I was out. I was out at the club wearing a fanny pack with a 25 caliber pistol in it, leather jacket, looking for the ladies.
Sounds like you would have loved Baywatch. That guy sounds like he would have loved Baywatch.
But I wasn't fat then, and I still had all my hair, so
that
wouldn't have fit into the profile.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today. It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. The new TJ and Riggins Show gallery button with the pictures, videos, and links you're hearing us talk about on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Hey, it's TJ, and I am not going to be playing golf November 11th at Northstone Country Club in Huntersville for our golf tournament, but I am going to be there to thank you for your support of Peyton's Promise, our charity, and what we're doing to help with Hurricane Helene relief. Get signed up today at tjriggins.com/golf. That's tjriggins.com/golf. Hey, it's TJ, and we were hanging out the other night at our new favorite place, Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne, and I figured out that's where I'm going to be watching the ball games this year. That's right. They have about 40 TVs showing all of the games on Saturdays, the college games, and their official Ohio State Buckeyes bar. You don't want to miss that if you're a Buckeyes fan as well as a Packers fan or a Panthers fan. They got it all. Not to mention some of the best food that I have had in a long, long time. You're looking for a great time, go to Blackfin Ameripub in Ballantyne. Check it out at acetj.com/Blackfin.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Jewelers on Main, located in downtown Mooresville. Go to tjriggins.com/jewel to find out more about Jewelers on Main. Again, that's tjriggins.com/jewel.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
I saw a crazy story out of Sandusky, Ohio, where they're O on the end and high in the middle. This guy named Robert Martin goes out on the town, hitting all the bars with his buddies, and then closing time comes and he gets into his car to head home. Bad idea. But somewhere along the way, he took a wrong turn and he found himself lost in his own town. How does that happen? So what does he do? He doesn't pull over and try to sleep off the drunkenness that he was experiencing. He called 911 and asked him for directions to get home. He was arrested, charged with a DUI. They said he smelled of alcohol when they showed up. And we don't have the 911 call, and that's clearly a lack of good reporting. The fact that they don't include
Right.
the 911 call.
Yeah, I want to know what he was drinking on.
Sure.
The whole thing. But can they give you a test and all of that because you sound of alcohol? They always say he smelled of alcohol or he smelled of marijuana.
Yeah.
But what if you sound of alcohol or sound of marijuana?
Yeah.
Because I can hear you talking. I know you're drunk as hell.
Yeah.
Or at least drunk enough where it's suspicious where I have to give you a test.
I want to get a little bit closer to see if I can smell it. I do. I'm guilty of that.
Yeah.
Sounding of alcohol.
Oh, I know.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I talk to you on the weekends sometimes.
And you assume I'm drunk?
Yeah. Because don't I usually ask you, are you drunk? But I'm not asking like this. Are you drunk?
Yeah.
Not like that. I go, are you drunk?
You must be drunk.
Is that a bigger insult or somebody when you're not drunk looking at you and going, damn, you look drunk? You ever known anybody like that always looks drunk even when they're not? It's not a good look.
It was really
Their
bad.
eyes are always bloodshot.
Yeah, I think that the sign for me that somebody's drunk is that the hat, while not off their head, it's just always like slightly askew.
Yeah, like Aaron Boone, the manager of the Yankees.
Yeah,
even when he was a player, his hat would not stay straight on his head. It's always just slightly askew.
What is that? They just can't get it totally on there straight.
Yeah.
When somebody's trying to have that drunk conversation with you and they're telling you a lot of details and their hat's a little cockeyed, you're just like, this is not working for me.
But I don't know whether this is wrong for me to be this way or not. But anytime I see a guy wearing a hat, like a baseball trucker type hat, and the bill is not facing directly forward or directly backward, I deduct IQ points from him in my head.
Dude.
Yeah. I mean, Elon Musk could walk in with a hat turned to the side, and I would say, what happened to him? I thought he was smart.
This is not the guy sending
No.
rockets into space.
No way.
Yeah, you can't be taken seriously.
I mean, look at you.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, you're either drunk or you're duh.
Yeah. And believe it or
not
not,
very smart.
There was a couple years there, and I think it was the early 2000s, where everybody was doing that.
I know.
Ashton Kutcher and all them guys.
Right, and that's when I realized that's what I do is in my head I deduct IQ points from them.
He just seems stupid.
Yeah, and just like they would me if they heard me speak in my southern accent, they'd start deducting IQ points.
100%.
Yeah, so why can't I do it? Judge that book by a cover.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Hey, it's Riggins, and if you love dogs like me, it's heartbreaking when you see posts online that show a cute dog at the shelter with a last day deadline. Wouldn't it be awesome if there were no more last day calls for these dogs? There's a great new organization called No More Last Days. They just launched a website with one goal: to help dogs while featuring like-minded organizations who do good work. Visit tjriggins.com/lastdays or visit them in person at the booth at the Carolina Renaissance Festival every weekend through November and see how they're making a difference and how you can help. tjriggins.com/lastdays.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, tjriggins.com. Oh, look, our new subscribe button, where you can make sure you're getting the new shows right when they're posted. Find listening options for Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, social media sites, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Table and Twine and their great subscription program. Go to tableandtwine.com and check it out for yourself. That's tableandtwine.com for Table and Twine.
The most important stories in the world. This is Now Trending on the TJ and Riggins Show.
A lot of women would love to date an astronaut or be married to an astronaut. You know, brave and courageous, which is the same as brave. An explorer.
Yeah.
And all that. But this young Olivia Rodrigo would never, ever want to date an astronaut. She's got, I'll say it's a reason. So we'll get into that in a few minutes.
Right now, the top trending topic is Quincy Jones. Quincy Jones passed away.
Yeah.
91 years old. The most iconic music producer of all time. I mean, he worked with everybody.
Yeah.
He did Michael Jackson's Thriller, Frank Sinatra, literally everybody. And he's been in the music business for the majority of his life.
My very favorite breakup song of all time, he produced with James Ingram doing the vocals.
Really?
I did my best, but I guess my best wasn't good enough. It's called Just Once. Just once.
Oh, yeah.
Can we figure out where we keep going wrong?
Give me that riff, boy.
Yeah.
91 years old. And he also produced television shows like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and stuff.
And he produced the theme song for Sanford and Son and wrote it even. Wrote the famous...
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Got a lot of credits under his belt. So R.I.P. Quincy Jones. Do you want to get into this now? I mean, this video of Jason Kelce outside the, the football game on Saturday. This kid, Jason Kelce's Travis Kelce's brother, and this young guy outside of the Ohio State-Penn State game on Saturday said, your brother is and he used a slur for gay people for dating Taylor Swift. And Jason Kelce took a second, kept walking, tried to ignore it, and then I guess he was like, no, and grabs the kid's phone and smashes his phone like the Hulk would. And then picks it back up and keeps walking, then eventually gives the kid his phone back. And then TMZ reported, well, we have new angles, and he's also using the slur after he heard it the first time. So
I didn't. Did the other guy push him down? Something?
Yeah. He got shoved to the ground, and which is crazy. I mean, this scrawny little kid shoving Jason Kelce, who's like a big dude. Mm-hmm. That's a crazy move, and using the slur like right behind his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking for a fight.
And you know why that is? It's because people don't know how to act.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mike Tyson said it about social media. He's like, people talk all that crazy stuff behind a phone because they've never been punched in the face for saying it to somebody's face.
Yeah.
So
he got that from me.
That too?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep.
Mike Tyson.
Stealing.
Just stealing. There's nothing left for you, TJ. Everybody.
I know. Just take it.
Yeah. So, did you see it, Lindsay?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's kind of nuts,
it's
right?
Nuts. Yeah.
That's how I want my brother to defend me, though. Like, if anybody's talking crazy, you can go fight him.
Oh, heck yeah. Beat him up.
Let's get into that. And then Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas Is You is now back in the top 100 global Spotify chart. So it is officially the holiday season, according to Mariah. So something happened on Saturday night, and really weird. And I did not do the right thing. I'll tell you what it is coming up next.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. It's now easier than ever at the homepage. TJRiggins.com. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to get everything TJ Riggins all in one place. The new Media Center is the easy way to access everything we do. The radio family asked for it, and now it's here. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Hey, it's TJ, and I am not going to be playing golf November 11th at Northstone Country Club in Huntersville for our golf tournament, but I am going to be there to thank you for your support of Peyton's Promise, our charity, and what we're doing to help with Hurricane Helene relief. Get signed up today at tjriggins.com/golf. That's tjriggins.com/golf.
Lily and Grace is an incredible boutique in Mooresville, North Carolina that was built from a lifetime of experience in the interior design and home renovation businesses. Beautiful furniture and interior design elements ready to tell your home's story. Lily and Grace offers a wide range of products that can be customized to accommodate every corner of your home. They truly create pieces of art, and we are so proud to be working with them. Learn more at lilyandgrace.com. That's lilyandgrace.com.
The TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show is brought to you by Richard Toccato Companies, expert and trusted mortgage broker servicing North and South Carolina since 1999. It's a free 5-minute phone call away, 704-800-4719, or log on to homewithrichard.com. That's homewithrichard.com.
Available whenever you want it on the TJ and Riggins app. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Life in the suburbs is not really exciting. I'll be honest. It's a little sleepy.
We know. Mr. All About Town, Mr. Mover and Shaker. You don't like it in the suburbs. Yeah. You're out there dealing drugs in the city and keeping things interesting. But in the suburbs, it's just so boring.
It is a little boring. It's
Sleepy.
It's a little sleepy. But Saturday night was a little bit different. I've been drinking all day, watching football, and raking leaves, doing a typical fall Saturday thing. And by late in the night, I was pretty lit up. I'll be honest. I was pretty lit up. And I'm laying on the couch, and then this happens. On the back door. Somebody's knocking on my back door, which is weird. Nobody ever goes to that door. And so my dog's freaking out, and I stumble over to the door, and I whip it open. It's my neighbor that lives right behind me, and he's like, here. And he hands me 2 paper plates with an entire rack of ribs on them.
How nice. Also weird, but
Also incredibly weird at 11:30 at night.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, and his first thing he goes, dude, you didn't even open your blinds. I could have been anybody.
Well, that's true.
It's also true, but again, suburbs, boring. No one's coming there to attack me. So I was like, yeah, you're right. What is this? And he goes, dude, ribs. I got them off the pallet. And I'm like, oh, thanks. And by the time I said thank you, he's already running back down my driveway back over to his house. So now I'm utterly confused. The next morning, and I eat the ribs, by the way. They were fine. They were okay. He had been grilling them all day. The next morning, I wake up, go back out this back door to take the dog out, and there's 2 cases of beer sitting right on my patio.
What?
I'm like, what is this? So by the time I get back with my dog, my neighbor's outside again. And I said, what's going on? What was with the ribs? He goes, oh, I got them off the Costco pallet. And I said, and the beer? And he goes, yeah, that was in there too. So I'm not understanding. I'm not following it at all. He goes, oh, every Saturday I go over to Costco and I buy, I think he called them return pallets. I guess you can bring food and drinks or whatever back to Costco, and they can't put them back on the shelf, so they sell them on a pallet, like a actual wooden pallet, and you pay like a highly discounted rate for it. I didn't even know this was a thing. Huh. So I was like, so what was on there? He was like, oh, all kinds of stuff. There was an air filters, like 5 racks of ribs, a bunch of beer. I didn't know what beer you like, but I know you drink beer, so I brought that over as well.
How nice, but
also kind of weird.
Do they keep that in the refrigerator?
I have no idea.
The pallet would have to be in the refrigerator, right?
Right.
For the meat, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
And who's returning ribs? I mean, were they okay to eat? I mean, that's the question.
The beer had a receipt still on it, and it said return reason not specified or didn't need it. It's like, so you bought cases of beer. So it was all kinds of stuff, but he got ribs and beer. I don't know how much of a discount he's doing, but that's what people do.
But I love that you ate it anyway. We didn't question it.
I was too drunk to make a smart decision. Mystery ribs at that time of night. I was just taking them, and they were fine.
Yeah, okay. And I think it's funny that he just assumed that you would know what got it off the pallet meant.
Right.
I got it from the pallet.
That's his thing. He starts talking about his job, and I don't even know. It's crazy. He's going a mile a minute. I'll say that. But yeah, I mean, mystery ribs, 11:30 at night, not so bad.
Yeah, maybe he got some energy vitamins off the pallet.
Yeah,
and got into those.
Yeah, maybe.
Introducing the new Media Center on the TJRiggins.com home screen. The easiest way ever to hear the new TJ and Riggins shows, archives, podcasts, watch the show, and more. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Our friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies, is here. 704-800-4719. So what's up with the feds?
The feds have lowered the rate at more than we thought they would. So that means it's a time to refinance your home. Get out of your high mortgage rate that you received over the past few years when you bought a house. We'll do a rate and term. It's very simple, very inexpensive, and you won't even have to have a house payment until 2025.
It's crazy. So call them today, 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com for the Richard Toccato Companies.
Richard Toccato Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Lily and Grace, Design, Home, Living. It's Lily and Grace. Go to TJRiggins.com/LG to find out more. That's TJRiggins.com/LG.
Point and stare at TJ and Riggins anytime you want on YouTube. This is the TJ and Riggins Show.
Okay, today, around the noontime Eastern, a brand new, fresh, hot edition of TJ and Jody's House podcast is going to, as the kids say, drop. It's going to drop.
Can't wait.
And it's not that exciting, this week's edition, because old people get worn out by any time change.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just blah, blah. But anyway, you can check it out and determine for yourself how bad it is. Get that on all of the, Riggins, like all your Spotify's and your Apple Musics and your home, the new home thing we've got.
Yeah.
What's that called?
The homepage.
Okay, yeah. And you can do the homepage exactly like it works like an app. You put the icon on your phone or your device, and then it operates exactly like an app without downloading an app.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, we're ahead of the world on that. All right, so Olivia Rodrigo, who's a little bit out there, as far as I'm concerned, a little bit kooky, a little bit, a little bit, just like out there, says that she will ask a guy who is a potential suitor if he would ever want to go into outer space. If he says yes, then she will not date him. She won't date him. She says, quote, "If they say yes, I don't date them. I just think if you want to go to space, you're a little too full of yourself." End quote. That's the reason why you're a little too full of yourself. Not because, that you may think that's weird or nerdy or dangerous. Yeah, none of that. It's because you're too full of yourself.
So weird.
Mm-hmm. So that would tell me that she likes effeminate men. Because if you want to go into space, then there's a certain amount of bravery that goes with that. Even if you're going on, on Elon Musk's deal, or like those celebrities went on the little Amazon guy's rocket thing.
Bezos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know his name wrong.
I'm just making sure.
I know it.
You said Elon Musk right before. I thought you'd say it if you do it.
It's a comedy technique. The little Amazon guy. But yeah, even those have to have some amount of bravery to them.
Yeah.
To get on that. And her boyfriend's name is it Louis Partridge? Louis Partridge or something?
I didn't know she was with a guy.
Well, she's currently dating a British actor named Louis Partridge.
Okay.
So you got to assume he's an effeminate type. Because has Britain ever sent anybody to the moon?
I have no idea.
I
Or
don't
into
know.
out of space? Have there ever been any British astronauts?
I'm sure there must have been, right?
I haven't heard.
I mean, they're just now getting American football over there, so they're behind times.
I don't know as much about the British space program. as I do about the American one.
I mean, do they have one? Even? I bet they do. They've got to have something. They got to know how to grow things in a petri dish or something. Some kind of little experiment we can do while we're up there.
Yeah, right.
We'll say, all right, we'll do this for the British.
Yeah.
Do all of that.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today. Add TJRiggins.com to your phone's home screen. Open your phone's browser, type TJRiggins.com, and click the top banner to learn how to easily add to both iOS and Android phones. Everything is now on the homepage, TJRiggins.com.
Hey, it's Riggins, and if you love dogs like me, it's heartbreaking when you see posts online that show a cute dog at the shelter with a last day deadline. Wouldn't it be awesome if there were no more last day calls for these dogs? There's a great new organization called No More Last Days. They just launched a website with one goal: to help dogs while featuring like-minded organizations who do good work. Visit tjriggins.com/lastdays or visit them in person at the booth at the Carolina Renaissance Festival every weekend through November and see how they're making a difference and how you can help. tjriggins.com/lastdays.
Hey, it's TJ, and I am not going to be playing golf November 11th at Northstone Country Club in Huntersville for our golf tournament, but I am going to be there to thank you for your support of Peyton's Promise, our charity, and what we're doing to help with Hurricane Helene relief. Get signed up today at tjriggins.com/golf. That's tjriggins.com/golf.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Sponsors like CompuCom, because every company is a technology company now. But becoming a fully enabled digital workplace isn't easy. Let CompuCom help. CompuCom.com for more information. That's CompuCom.com for CompuCom.
This is the TJ and Riggins podcast and radio show.
Attention, parents of all ages. Something relatable coming towards you right now. Don't look directly into it because you don't want it to hit you. If you've already gone through this, you don't want it to hit you and make you do it again. You don't want to catch it. But Lindsay and her young family went to a children's live stage show of the program Paw Patrol Saturday.
So, if you don't know anything about it, the people are in the mascot costumes and their heads are sticking out and they're singing and talking, but they're directing. I know Riggins is looking at me like, no way. So it's like a puppet almost, but it's huge,
Yeah.
And listen, the kids love it. They love it. But the parents, we're all look like we feel, get us out of hell. You know what I mean?
And don't they do it early in the mornings?
It was like 9:30.
Yeah.
And we're all ready. I mean, my kids have been up, time change. It's like 5 o'clock, when they wake up. So we're already at our wits' end. Well, we get there. Kyle's like, we're walking directly in. We're not going to the toys, what do you call it?
Gift shop,
whatever it is. Souvenir stand. That's what I'm thinking of. He's like, walk directly to our seats. Because these kids, they want everything all the time. Well, we get to our seats. All of a sudden, we start seeing bubbles flying, bubble wands coming out, light up. Brooks is like, Mom, I want a bubble wand so bad. I want a bubble wand so bad.
Yeah. Brooks is her husband.
Yeah. So I said, Kyle, I've got to get, that's all he said. That's all I want, Mom. That's all I want. Give it to me for Christmas. That's all I want. Like, he's just so sweet. So, of course, I got to go get him a bubble wand. So I stand, and I got to get Delilah, my daughter, one, because if I get him one,
sure,
she's going to be upset. So I go up there, like 2 bubble wands. He's like, that'll be $72. $72? Whoa. I'm like, Now he's handing them to me, and I can't be like, no, forget it, So I take them, I pay for them. Then they're hungry. They want popcorn. It's 11 o'clock. It's venturing to their lunchtime. So I'm like, ugh. So I go up there and get them popcorn. We spend $200 there, easy.
Yeah, not counting the tickets then.
Not counting the tickets. I mean, it's a fortune. The kids love it, But the parents are like, we got to take out a second mortgage. Like, this is stupid. I mean,
And it's not even one of those children's shows that's entertaining for the parents.
right.
You know, sometimes you can get, oh, that's kind of funny. You know, you watch
Yeah.
shows with the kids. It's not bad. But this is not one of them, I don't think. is
Not
it?
you are correct. Anything on ice, I find pretty cool because it's actually kind of challenging for them to like do, you know. But this is just they're singing, you know. It's not. I'm drained from it.
And then where did y'all go immediately following the show?
Oh, to get drinks.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
They went
Thank
to the
God.
bar.
Well, we
Went to the bar.
yeah, we got the kids lunch, but we had a drink. We were like, we got to.
Do you drink during the show? Can you
You
drink?
can, but the lines are so long. I mean, just the stand.
Can you imagine?
So long. I believe
Yeah.
it.
I mean, they're like out the front door.
Yeah, the dads are like, I'll go wait however long it takes. I'll wait.
No
And
problem.
then he doesn't have to be in there.
Yep.
And he's actually doing something, you know,
Exactly.
to help the family.
I love the guys that are on the phone they're acting like they're on a serious call. I'm like, dude, it's Saturday at 9:30. Like,
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. Click the deals button to get all our exclusive best deals anywhere from all of the TJ and Riggins show partners. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
Our friend Richard Cicotto, the Richard Cicotto Companies is here. 704-800-4719. So what's up with the feds?
The feds have lowered the rate at more than we thought they would. So that means it's a time to refinance your home. Get out of your high mortgage rate that you received over the past few years when you bought a house. We'll do a rate and term. It's very simple, very inexpensive, and you won't even have to have a house payment until 2025.
It's crazy. So call them today, 704-800-4719 or homewithrichard.com for the Richard Cicotto Companies.
Richard Cicotto Companies, Equal Housing Opportunity, NMLS number 38652.
It's now easier than ever at the homepage, TJRiggins.com. A new call and text the show option where you can send us a text or leave us a voicemail, which we may even use on the show. Add it to your phone's home screen today.
The charity Peyton's Promise would not be possible without great sponsors. Great sponsors like Lily and Grace, Design, Home, Living. It's Lily and Grace. Go to tjriggins.com/LG to find out more. That's tjriggins.com/LG.